Poetry is not something to only understand. Poetry is something we receive. And when we receive poetry with the body, when we listen while aware of our breath or sensation, and as we move and dance, the poem begins to circulate through us. It moves through the nervous system. It touches the breath. It awakens sensation. It gives shape to something the mind may not yet know how to say. This is what I mean by embodying poetry, embodying its message. We are not standing outside the poem, analyzing it as an object. We're allowing the poem to enter us, to move us, to change our state, to become medicine. In the Iranian mystical tradition, poetry is not merely literature, it is transmission. It is a language of the soul. It is remembrance. It is a way of calling the soul back to itself. And sometimes a poem does this very directly, like in this verse by Rumi. منگر به هر گدایی که تو خاص از آن مایی مفروش خویش ارزان که تو بس گرانبهایی. Don't turn to look at every beggar who beckons. You belong to me. Don't sell yourself cheaply. You are precious, priceless. This is not just some verse about self-worth. It is a summons. It is the beloved speaking to the soul and saying, don't give yourself away to every demand. Don't lower your value to be chosen. Don't scatter your attention toward what cannot truly nourish you. Don't sell your radiance for approval, distraction, fear, or belonging in places that do not honor your soul. He continues later in the same poem. تو به روح بی زوالی ز درونه با جمالی تو از آن ذوالجلالی تو ز پرتو خدایی. By spirit you're deathless, imperishable, magnificent from within. You belong to the glorious. You are of divine radiance. He's saying you're not here to abandon yourself and only be concerned with surviving. You are precious. When we only hear this with the mind, we may agree with it for a moment and then just forget. But when we move with it, breathe with it, let the words enter the chest, the belly, the hands, the spine, then the body begins to remember. The body begins to feel, I don't have to reach toward everything that calls me. I don't have to answer every demand to prove I care or that I am worthy. I don't have to sell myself for less than my truth. I can return. I can gather myself. I can belong to the beloved again. So we will embody this poem, dance it. I invite you to listen not just with your ears, but with your body, with your heart, with your palms, with your hands, with your face, with your feet. Letting this circulate in your body through the movement, awakening the wisdom of how precious you are, how precious your body is. So now let's start to sway and step your feet into a wider stance. Pick up your heels one at a time. And as if you're sitting, meaning let your tailbone release down, keep your knees bent, sense the back of your legs, buttocks, trace up your spine with your awareness, sense the back of your shoulders, arms, back of your head. And now bring one hand to your belly and the other one to your heart. Close your eyes. Flow with your breath, inhaling and exhaling from your nose. Remembering the poem. Don't look at every beggar that beckons. You belong to me. You belong to the beloved. Don't sell yourself cheaply. You are precious, priceless. Feel yourself belonging to the beloved. Feel your own preciousness. Take a deep breath in. With your exhalation, open your eyes. I'm going to ask you to stay with your hand on your belly and move with the hand that was on your heart. Reaching from your belly as your hand, the other arm is low. Staying inside. And now level of shoulder. Stay inside, extending into your arm. And up. Direct pathway of energy from where your hand is on your belly, into your greater abdomen, into your heart, into your shoulder, and into your arm and hand. Direct pathway, extending, reaching, staying connected, and come back to level of shoulder, and down. So now with both arms, stay low. Level of shoulders, really sense your center, where your hand was as you're moving on the level of shoulders. And same thing when you lift your arms up. Nothing changes in terms of shoulders rising or reaching out. You're simply extending, emanating from your center, from your core, staying inside. Beautiful. So now let's take steps together. So step, step. Stay with the level of shoulders and down. Again, we're simply emanating from our center. So now 1, 2 on each level. 1, 2. Back to the shoulder level. 1, 2. Down. A sense of your center as you're moving with a connection to your center, which you can think of as staying in touch with your own worth. Not as an arrogance, not as in, I am better than others, but that I am precious, as is everyone else. This resonating with self-worth, sensing, truly feeling your worth is one of the most important signs of maturing into ourselves. It's a very important state to cultivate as we evolve. Actually, our evolution depends on it, doesn't it? Each and every one of us. So just the difference of staying with in touch with your center, and as you're moving, letting your movements emanate from your center, the difference between that and now stay with the level of shoulders and reach out. Same thing up. Sort of not being in touch with how you're emanating from your center back to the shoulder level. This is what happens. Go low, back to shoulder level. This is what happens when we give our power away, when things take us out of our center. And we become disembodied. Our movement is no longer very full. We'll now return to really emanating from your center. Stay in touch, and for yourself verify, is there a difference? When I sense my center and I emanate, is there a difference than when I am moving without a sense of center, without emanating from my core, from my human home? Slowly bring your movements to a close. One hand on your human home, what I call the human home, your core. The other on your heart. And close your eyes. تو به روح بی زوالی، ز درون با جمالی. تو از آن ذوالجلالی، تو ز پرتو خدایی. By spirit you are deathless, imperishable, magnificent from within. You belong to the glorious. You are of divine radiance. Really let yourself receive what Rumi is saying about you. Let yourself really feel these words, take them in. What are these words awakening in you? How do they make you feel? Where have you been selling yourself short? How would you feel? What difference would it make if you could really feel how precious you are? reclaiming your value, reclaiming your worth, sensing yourself becoming more empowered in your belly, more full in your heart. And together with me, take a deep breath in. And with your exhalation, open your eyes, letting the light of your true worth shine from your eyes. Remembering how when we shine our own worth, our value, knowing our preciousness in a way that is not arrogant or better than anyone else, it is an invitation, it is an inspiration to others to feel the same, to remember that they are precious, they belong to the beloved, each and every one of us, in creation of the Creator.